Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we have our new book releases for next month for November. Unfortunately there's going to be no anime video since there is no new animes that I think is coming out. I believe that I follow on a website. No no November animes are coming out. I can see a few for December and a few for January. That is about it. But you never know, something could just randomly turn up. But we never know. So anyway, we're going to start this video and let's go and see how many books we can actually decide whether we can like or not. So the first book is called Fallen City by why can't I say a name? Adrena Young? Adrena? Nope, that's not saying it. So I have read books by this author before, but I believe it didn't actually like a previous book. So I did actually give my books to someone else who would enjoy them in themselves, pretty much. Then next up we have Never Seen the Stars by Kate Korsh. So this is the ethereal romance of Dustin Thales. You reach Sam meets the challenge of a coming of age with a disability of the fault of the stars and a tragic yet uplifting story of love and grief. Hang on a moment. So it seems he wanted to just be held. I have don't not a big fan of like these kind of stories, but with my book club, there's two books that I haven't really read, like the genres. So I was hoping for me it will kind of get me out of those same genres that I'm always reading, and hopefully it'll get me into something different. So if I like those kind of genres, then I will start reading stuff like this. But at the moment, not for me. Next, I don't know if you just heard that, but no, I just literally full on just belted one out, like burped it out. You alright, bud? Yeah. So the next book is called Cold Wire by Chloe Gong. So I have read books by this author, but unfortunately I did need space for my shelf, so I did pass these books along to someone else who does enjoy reading Chloe Gong's books, and I hope she gets this book when it comes out. Then we have is The Deadly Ever After by Brittany Johnson. So it's two dead princesses must find true love's kiss to bring them back to life in this heart-stopping romantic fantasy debut for the fans of Cinderella is Dead and Girl Serpent Thorn. Okay, so I have read both of those books before. It's been a while since I actually saw Girl Serpent Thorn. I think that's by Melissa something. I think. Don't question me on that. But I now got a fair edition of that book. And Cinderella Dead I read by Kaylin Berlin. Is that right? So I'm intrigued. But I do want to find out how these two princesses all of a sudden die, how they're dead, and then they got to come back to life from a kiss. Interesting. What you want there, mate? Okay, so next up we have is Girls Who Play Dead by Joelle Wellington. So we have two siblings investigate a murder of a friend. So even more deadly mysteries in their small town, turning young adult thriller from their acclaimed Thor or for their vicious games. Okay, I will say that's kind of interesting because I do love a good murder mystery and I'm still on the hunt for some good murder mystery series. So this will be a yes for me. Okay, next up we have is Lord of Blade and Bone by Erica Ivy Rogers. So this is the second installment in the Waking Heart duology. So I've actually never read the first book, but I'm going to see the picture. It does look very creepy and very interesting. So if I can find book one, I would probably get this book because it does sound really interesting. But most of all, the cover looks very creepy, so it would be up my alley. Then we have A Queen's Match by Catherine McGee. So this is the sequel to A Queen's Game, so have not read that. Broken Hearts and a Secret Love Story. Three princesses to their final matches. Okay. So wouldn't be for me anyway, but we tried. Then we have We Fell Apart by E. Lockhart. So this is a TikTok sensation. So I don't have TikTok, so I wouldn't know about this. But this is We Were Lies with all signature beachy gothic atmosphere, family intrigue, and high stake romance. Okay, so it's kind of interesting, but we'll see how that goes. Then we have The House Affair, Sapphire by Melissa Meyer. So Mallory Fenton is a fraud, though she comes from a long line of witches. The only magic she possesses is the ability to see ghosts, which is rarely as useful as one would think. She and her sister have maintained their family business, eking out a patron sailing living by selling fraudulent spells to gullible buyers and conducting tours of the infamous mansion. Okay, so I'm guessing for the book they eventually get magic they need to or something, maybe? I think I have read books by Marissa Meyer as well, but I did enjoy the writing, I believe. I could be wrong, but we don't know. Okay, so next up we have Gilded in the Vengeance by Lisa Meyer Smith. So two girls attended a magical ball, but one was never seen again. Ooh, okay, that straight away got me interested, and just by the cover that I can see, sounds really interesting too, and that's gonna get me in my alleyway. Like, absolutely, that sounds so good. Yeah. Then we have the Fangirl Project by Beth Reekleys. So this is the a comes a romantic comedy about a girl who joins a book fantasy fandom to win over her crush and discover that love is just as complicated online. Hang on. So moving on, we have a Fate So Cold by Amanda Foody and C.L. Herman. So this is someone who read the All of Us Villain. So I did read that book actually, and I believe I didn't actually enjoy it as I thought I would. So I actually passed that book to again another person who would like that. Okay, next up we have is Fate Interview by Amber Smith and Sam Giller. So, two people join forces to break up a toxic relationship. They start to fall in each other in this swoony 90s romance. Ooh, okay. That sounds interesting. I'm definitely interested by that one. Jesse and Burr. Next up, we have is Star Chaser by R.M. Gray. So, dive into the Star Chaser thriller romantic sequel to the preposterous Nightweaver. So, okay, if that's a sequel, then I have not read that at all. Hang on. Okay. Okay, so yeah, this does sound like a little bit interesting. I love a good thriller. So thrilling, shall I say. Then next up we have a time traveling history of tomorrow by Kendall Cupper. This is a time-bending love story between a prickly young woman and a carefree stranger who are tasked with saving the universe after accidentally destroying it in the first place. Hmm. Okay, that's kind of interesting at the same time, but not for me. Okay, next up we have Beautiful Brutal Bodies by Linda Chen. So this is full of skin crawling folk horror and sapphic romance. This feral fairy tale standalone, followed by gorgeous gruesome faces, follows a reclusive, songstress and her bodyguard who must unravel the cult mysteries of their past to escape a cursed land. Okay, that definitely sounds interesting enough for me to actually like read that, so I'll definitely have that into my list. So I've got my little one literally sitting there. It's like almost 9 o'clock, and he does not want to go to sleep because he got woken up by a cat jumping on him, which really annoys me because I thought he was outside. So yay me! So trying to keep him awake for a little bit, and then I'm going to see if I'm able to put him back to bed. So we'll see. So this book is definitely a yes. It's creepy, but yes. Next up, we have Under a Fire Red Sky by Geraldine McCorrin. Hang on. Why then? You can't keep falling, Bubby. So this is an unforgettable novel during the London Blitz, inspired by her firefighter father. There we go. So, does that sound interesting enough? But for me, I'm just like I said, I'm really fussed with my books, so this would be a no. Next up, we have is Witchlight by Susan Dunnard. So she's done plenty of books before, and I think I have read a book by her very long time ago when I started reading into books. So I'm not sure why. I don't think I got rid of it because I didn't think. Um, so not sure on that one. Then next up we have Where There's Room for Us by Hayley Kikyo. This is a young adult novel set in a reimagined 1880s Victorian England where everyone is free to love whoever they choose. Okay, but not for me. I do love the name though. Next up, we have The Internal Room by Tigges Grimmen. So I have heard of this author before, but I don't think I've actually read anything. But the synopsis I do do like because it says Keaton Aden has finally embraced her darkness. She's killed without remorse, lied and broken Uxley's University's most sacred law by inviting exclusive rogue vampires, the Nephessus, into Ulex, Ulexley, Lexley. Moo. That just sounds hard to pronounce, but that does sound good. Anything with vampires in, I want to read. Next up, we have is the lullabies for Insomniacs by Ella Grace Ford. So this is a team with a bipolar disorder fights for survival in Ella Grace Ford's memoir in verse. So books like that do make me cry, and I can't read them because I just can't do it. I'm a very emotional person when I get reads to emotional stuff like that, and I just can't do it. I will cry literally in a few pages and I can't do it. Next up we have is the Writing Room by uh, Marcin Argueta Michelson. I don't know. Immediately after high school graduation, Maya is kicked out of her wealthy dad's New York home. He prides himself on forcing his kids to make their own way in the world. Her mum lives in Guatemala, so Maggie crashes with her friends while working, trying to land a freelance writing gigs. Then next up we have is The Reasons We Break by Jasmine Corradus. This is a Disney kind of thing. It's a Disney thing, but doubt it. It says a contemporary romance drama for young adults. This high stakes gang politics of Breaking Bad meets the steamy star-crossed romance of Twilight. Okay, I would probably give this a go, but I don't know how I'd feel about it. Then next up we have is Hear Her Howl by Kim D. Rose. When Rue is caught kissing a girl behind the Sunday school classrooms and sent away to a Sacred Heart all-girls Catholic boarding school, an irony she's very much aware of. She's pretty sure her life is over, and never in the wildest dream does she imagine the Sacred Heart will wind up being the most transformation experience of her life. Okay, so what? She got caught kissing a girl and then goes to a girls' school. That makes no sense. Next up, we have is We're Not Safe Here by Rin Shipuko. I can never say that name, right? So there is that. But I have read books by this author before, and I have, like I said, I need more space, so I did pass those books along to someone else. But this book does sound really, really good. Excuse me. Excuse me. It's been a whinge bag. So the next up we have is The Golden Huntress by Catherine Quinn. So this is when the River Nose meets the Mummy in the first installment in the heart-pounding young adult duology for the next author. Okay, so I have read, I think what The River Nose is by Isabel Isban. Is that correct? And I love watching the Mummy. It's like my favorite movie with thingies in it. Like, well, it's not a thingy in it. I can't remember the names. Okay, don't remember. But I will say this would be a yes because I'm always intrigued by new kind of books like this. So yeah. Okay, so we have "I Find You Where the Timeline Ends" by Kaylee Lee Baker. So I have read a book by that author, and I didn't actually enjoy the book, but this one does sound interesting. So this could be a um um like a book I would come back to because one, it says it's a teen descendant of a Japanese dragon god must team up with a cute rogue agent to develop a corrupt time travel organization and find out the truth of what happened to her missing sister. So that does sound very interesting and does sound really good. Just look at the cover. That's really cute. Okay, so next up we have You Had Me at Hello World by Rona Wang. Sorry. Jenny Hang meets Silicon Valley in this drama-packed debut young adult novel about a Chinese-American teen who navigates a high-stake coding competition. Oh, okay, coding. Then we have My Roommate from Hell by Cal Dietrich. So this is a rom-com. Okay, just because roommate is the Prince of Hell. Okay, this will be interesting to. Is it if your roommate was a Prince from Hell? So this will be interesting to read. I'll be interested. Then we have A Shiny Happy People by Leo Chapman. So this is a mystery new drag plague in a new town, and one girl must uncover the terrifying truth behind the haunting side effects. Ooh, so that does sound good for myself. Hang on. Okay, so this book would definitely be a yes for me. Okay, so next up we have is The Wide the Sea by Sarah Holland. I think I've read a book by her. I think so. I think it's called Everless. Am I correct? Oof. A young woman cursed with a fatal heartbreak induced sickness must race against time to find a cure and protect her family legacy from the ancient Finn folk that would destroy it. The fiance that would kill her for it, and the boy who would love her to for her to she forsook it. Okay, so this book wouldn't be for me, but it does sound interesting. I do love a good Finn folk kind of mermaid vibe. Next up, we have is A Matter of Murder by Trezor Price. Sorry if I pronounced that wrong. So this is an Austen murder mystery series. Okay, so I think British and styled. So maybe. Next up, we have The Reawakened by Orson Scott Card. So this is comes Reawaken, the thrilling sequel to Awakers. Okay, I've never read that, but it looks like it's giving you more of like space vibes. So that does sound interesting, but I don't know how much I would like it. Then we have Is Always Raining Here by Hazel and Bell. Love the name. The standalone adaptation of the popular webcomic by the same name about the down to earth courtship between two gay teenagers as they fumble with high school parental expectations, the dreams, and each other. So, this is a graphic novel. So, I know I like mangas and everything, but graphic novels doesn't really call to me as much anymore. So, this probably would have been a no. Okay, so next up we have The Same Backwards as Forwards by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. So I have heard this author before, but I don't think I've actually read any of her books. So we'll see. So yeah, so it might be a yes, but we'll have to read the books first. Then we have The Heart Check by Emily Charlotte. So this is a star hockey player, and his big critic must re-examine their experiment about each other when forced to work. Oh, is this going to be like a hockey romance? Because that's one of my things right now. Hockey romance all the way. Yes, it does say it's a young adult rom com, so it doesn't look like it might be, spicy, but it could be like a little cute romance book. So I'll be interested in this. Then next up we have As Red as Royal Blood by Elizabeth Hart. So this gives you like the reprint of the inheritance game. And so the thriller combines call it intrigue, succession drama, and romance. Okay, I do like the cover, and it's another thriller, so this would be probably a yes. Oh, it's about puzzles too, so who doesn't love a good puzzle, right? Next up we have is The Wheel of Wrath by A.A. Aura. Vora? I think I've got a book by her actually. Have I got a book by that person? I'm not actually completely sure, but I feel like I do. But I'm not sure. But the cover looks so beautiful. It's so beautiful that does. Look at that. Look at that picture. Wow. I will say yes to this book if I read the first one. Then we have Is Leave It on the Track by Margaret Fisher. So this wouldn't be. I'm not really a big fan of like rolling derby team kind of vibes, but it could always change my mind in the future. So we see. Yeah, so this afraid this would not be a book for me. Next up we have is The Cuffing Game by Layla Lee. So this is a kind of Pride and Prejudice meets Love Island in the newest YA book. So I don't know how I feel about that because I don't really read Pride and Prejudice, and I never have ever watched Love Island either. So I wouldn't know how I feel about this book. Next up we have is Passed It On by Diana Shutiko. Sorry. So it's another graphic novel, so a book I would not actually eventually read. Then we have Mind Works by Neil Schutz. I have heard this author before, and I'm still waiting to read a book by this author as well. Okay, there we go. That's it. So I will say there are some good books by this month, and that I'm quite interested. I'm actually kind of interested if this book is going to be, spicy or not. So if it is, then I probably would read it. I mean, a spicy romance book, okay, vibes. Even though the book I'm reading is not spicy, but that's what I'm kind of looking for, and it looks real good. So that's everything I have for the new book releases for November. If I missed any, please leave a comment down below, and I'll see you guys next time for the next video. Bye.